Hello, everyone. It's Ashley from I Have Plans for You and Ashley Kelly Art. And I am going to be doing this Halloween themed October bullet journal setup. I have everything etched out, kind of sketched out with my pencil. And this spread is going to be all black and white. Normally, I would go in and use my kneaded eraser and kind of get rid of some of those dark sketch lines, but since it's going to be black and white, I'm not going to get rid of those at the beginning. I'm just going to kind of erase at the end. And I'm going to go ahead and use this '05 size fine liner and start outlining what I have here. So I feel like I want this to be colored in all black, but I'm kind of interested in seeing what it looks like if it's just outlined. So I'm trying that first, because if I like it, then I can just leave it and I don't have to worry about like whiting anything out. But I think this theme is super cute and fun, but also kind of low pressure. Because it is all black and white, I don't have to worry about going in and coloring anything in and like highlighting and putting any shadows on anything per se. We'll see how that kind of goes. But I just wanted to do a super fun and easy and kind of quick spread. In actuality, this whole spread took me about an hour and a half to do. But of course, I've sped it up a little bit here for you to enjoy it a little better. So you're not sitting here for an hour and a half watching me create this. So for the cover page, I wanted it to say spooky season, but if you've been here for a while, you know that I don't really like spooky stuff. I just like the cute parts of Halloween. I don't like to be scared. I don't like to feel like I might be scared. And I actually do watch some scary movies, but they can't just be like scary for no reason. Like, comment below if you are kind of like me. This whole thing was kind of based off of this illustration in my coloring book. I'll make sure I link it below. It's available on Amazon, but I created this coloring book called Hollow Whimsy last year, and it's still available on Amazon. And it was for us grown people who really want to like celebrate the cute parts of Halloween, like all of the cute and fun movies that I probably have not updated my Halloween movie list since I was a child, because I'm just not watching certain things, right? I only want to see the cute stuff, and there's some cute stuff that you can only see when it's Halloween time, but it's weird because it's also a spooky season. So I just like to be super clear. I like spooky season, but keep it cute, okay? So now you're seeing I did decide that I wanted to color those letters in. I just felt like it popped so much more when they were all black. Plus, that takes away a lot of the pressure of this spread, because when you use all black like that, it's so easy to fix mistakes. So if you make a mistake with the outline or something like that, or a letter gets kind of wonky looking, you can just white it out. If you don't fill in enough, you can just go back in with the black and fill in the section that you want to fill in. And the last time I did like black and white-ish kind of spread was in May. So I did all like ink work for the actual lettering and drawing in the May BUJO spread, and then I used those Be Sweet stickers from that had like the bees and the honey, and I used some of my painted papers to kind of decorate and add some color. But this time I was thinking like I really wanted to be super muted, and like I wanted it to pop, but it looks good and super high effort. But I promise y'all, like, try a all inked out spread and make some things that really pop. You can go back in and fix what you want to fix. Super easy. And Like, I'm so in love with this spread. I feel like this is probably my favorite spread all year, and I'm pretty sure that I've probably said that a few times so far this year. I am pulling out my new favorite white pen. This is the Archer and Olive acrylograph with the bullet tip. As I mentioned before, I do not have any of the calligraphs. Hopefully Archer and Olive sends me some. I actually applied for their affiliate team, and I did not make it this year, and that's fine. They have some great people on the team that have, I think, they have like a lot more followers than I have, which, is to be expected. But they are going to send me a little package. So they did message me back. So I think that they were impressed with my package that I sent in, and they decided to still send me something even though they didn't choose me for the team. So I'm still super excited about that. And I feel like that's still a win. So if you notice in this spread, I'm using the theme of pumpkins and ghosts, and then I'm using 3 different typographies, I guess you can call it. So I have this like bubble lettering, the script lettering, and then this really basic kind of like uppercase handwriting. And those are the 3 themes that you will see the entire spread. So I wanted you to see something a little different. A lot of times you all will see me when I get ready to ink use these Tombow Fudenosuke, what are these? Brush pens. These are so yummy to do line work with because you can create the shadow and the depth of like a simple illustration by just pressing down and, relieving the pressure on the tip and getting these, different size lines like I'm doing here. And the reason that's interesting is because you're kind of like creating the depth of the illustration as you go, but you didn't have to like go back and decide what was supposed to be dark. Now, I will say I've been doing this for a while, so I kind of know like where I want my shadows to go. And so I'm pressing down in the spots where I feel like there needs to be a little more depth. So i.e. at the bottom of the, I guess, ghost sheets. Like, who decided we were supposed to draw ghosts like this, for one? Because, like, I think we all agree that ghosts are people, but then we draw like these things with the sheets. But again, I don't want any scary looking ghosts anyway, so here we are. But you notice those lines are a little bit thicker, and then I go in and give it a little more depth with the fine liner as well. So I'm adding my little details. Of course, I had to add a little bit of flowers with the headbands and the head pieces. And in this little scene that I created, I was thinking about this little ghost family that goes to the pumpkin patch. So my family loves to go to the pumpkin patch. We already have a few pumpkin patch trips scheduled for this year. I like to go apple picking, flower picking, and to the pumpkin patch during the fall season. And so all of that is on the list. And I actually I think I should have put a fall like bucket list in this spread, and I didn't do that. So I might do that later and like share it on Instagram or TikTok. But I wanted to create this cute little family with the dad, the mom, and the little girl. And it had to be a girl because I wanted to make her super cute with the flower headband. But the mom has her little purse because like that's how I'm gonna be. I'll have my little purse wherever we go. And then I actually have 2 little girls, but my youngest is going to grab something to put her candy in no matter where we go, right? And so that is where the theme of this came for. The dad has the pocket on the front of his little clothes there. And then instead of doing a full calendar for October, like with each of the little boxes, I decided to kind of just do this like month at a glance there. And you saw me kind of etch that out. And then I'm adding a little bit of shadow with just some lines, some hatching down there under the bottom of the ghost sheet. Okay, so now it's time to flip over, and I'm going to do something that I don't normally do in my bullet journal spreads, but I wanted to show you all these little coasters that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. I'm gonna do some little crafts with these. I'm gonna draw on these, and I'm gonna share those, whatever I do with those here on the channel. So make sure you're subscribed and all of that good stuff so you don't miss my little October crafts. I don't know why, because Halloween is not my favorite holiday, but I get super creative around this time. It's like I'm prepping for the Christmas vibe crafts, and this is the time that I start, like, those creative juices start flowing. So I start doing super random crafts around October, and this is the start of it. You all are witnessing the start of my craft craziness. So stay tuned if you're into crazy craft ladies and, you know, illustration and all the stuff that you're probably here for now. But like I was saying, I don't normally do trackers. I actually do trackers, but I've been doing them in my Hobonichi, and I've only been tracking a week at a time, and that hasn't been working. I do think I'm gonna pull out a few stickers here. I used to draw these girls with the, you know, like these faceless characters. I got this idea from Miriam Poppins, and I actually used to have a code with her. I'm gonna see if it still works, but she has a course where she teaches how to draw these little faceless characters, and I kind of just took it and ran with it and like did my own thing and created a few stickers a little while ago. If you want to see these back in the shop, then let me know. But I thought that this little lady in all black was perfect for this kind of like black and white spread, and I'm probably gonna throw a few pumpkins in as well. But back to the tracker conversation. I have been tracking like a week at a time, and like it kind of was working for me, but kind of not when it came to wanting to see what I was doing over time. And I decided that I wanted to track the month in my BUJO. If you notice, I haven't been doing weekly spreads in my BUJO for the last few months. That wasn't working for me, and the whole point of a BUJO, a bullet journal, is to do what works for you, because you create every spread. So, you know, there's no point in creating spreads that I'm not going to use. I've been using my Hobonichi for weekly planning, like my everyday plans. And then I'm going to actually share my planner lineup at the end of this month for 2026. I'm kind of surprised at it, so you might be too if you've been following this channel for a while. But I decided to track mood, sleep, my walking, and then my energy. Those are the like 4 main things that I'm mostly concerned about, and like thinking about how they affect my physical health. And I'm gonna show you too, if you can see there, like under mood, it says like happy, anxious, sad, and calm. Sleep, I have like 5 hours to 8 hours. Walking, I have 6,000 steps to 9,000 plus steps. And for energy, I just have good and low, because that's kind of like what I'm concerned with. And then I'm gonna go in and kind of highlight with these Tombow markers which like color represents which thing I'm tracking, and then I will kind of just like circle that in for the day of the month, if that makes sense. And so, you know, this is one of those super easy kind of spreads that is super functional, but you can make it cute too. And like I said, the black and white pops, that doll pops on here. And now I'm gonna fill in the faces for these ghosts. I actually really like drawing faces, y'all, but you don't see me draw a lot of faces because I don't like to draw the body of people. I just like to draw their heads. I know that's kind of weird. But I'm gonna give these ghosts, one of these ghosts is gonna have some freckles because I have freckles. But you may have noticed that in some of my illustrations with these stickers this year, I've added faces to like inanimate objects. And I might keep doing that. I really like the faces, but I don't necessarily like drawing like whole bodies of people. But the faces on like coffee cups and candy and cupcakes and stuff, it has been super cute. And I think that you all have liked it because I've gotten good reception on the stickers, and a lot of people have bought those too. So we're going to stick with doing that type of thing. I'm also doing a Doodle-a-day spread in this month. And like I said, I'm doing this because I'm feeling super creative again. I do have like a little slump around maybe like August, September time frame. Things start to kind of ramp up like in daily life because the summer is over. And I just am not feeling as creative. But around this time, like I said, I am again. And so I wanted to do a doodle per day. I'm not gonna like separate it out, but I just wanted to do, like put the day of the week and then a cute, simple doodle every day just to get the thought out there. The last two spreads I'm going to do in this setup are a chores spread and a finances spread. So the other thing I've noticed is that I'm kind of having trouble keeping up with when I did what around the house. And I'm not tracking everybody in my house's chores. I'm just tracking what I do. So if you're reading down there and you're like, all you do on the daily is make your bed, tidy the kitchen, tidy the bedroom, run the RoboVac, and make sure you help your kids with your homework, that's because those are the things that I definitely do every day. And then my husband does some stuff. Y'all, my kids really I don't know, when do you start, what age do you start having your kids do certain chores? I'm not sure. So, we're trying to introduce the concept of them doing certain things. They're still kind of young. So, I do kind of ask around, what age should they be doing stuff? I just feel like they're so busy. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm writing down the daily chores, the weekly chores that I do, and then a general to-do list of household things that might need to get done so that I capture anything that's not under daily or weekly. And then I also wanted to put a to-buy list, but this to-buy list is strictly for home stuff. So anything I need to buy for the house. And then that finances page is going to be super simple. I'm just tracking my income, expenses, and then what's left over per week. And I can all see it in one spot there. And so we're all done. This is what it looks like. I really love it. Let me know if you like it too down in the comments. Let me know your favorite Halloween movies too. And this is a final flip through of all the pages. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.